Great. So thank you, Chris, Helen, and Callan. And hi, everyone. So I'm Ishana from Mumbai, India. And it's great to be here and talk to you about virtual internship opportunities in India. So our organization is called the Virtual Mojo, and we are focused on offering placements with truly unique and small organizations that are making positive impact. So you would have the option to work with higher education institutions, healthcare research initiatives, social enterprises and startups, as well as NGOs and foundations. So if you've sort of got a bit of a picture from what I've been saying, we do have options with not-for-profits as well as for-profits. But what they do have in common is that they're all making social impact. So I'll give you a few examples since we don't have much time to go through it in detail. There are complete details on our website. That's thevirtualmojo.com. But just to give you a brief, take an example of Sanskriti University. They are a very advanced and high-ranking institution in India, but they do retain their core traditional Indian values, and their research is focused on things like using yoga and meditation for solving different healthcare issues or illnesses, and are also focused on impact on environment. Then another example is SASCAN, which is a startup that is focused on non-intrusive methods of detecting cancer and of treating cancer. They're a health tech startup. Then we have social enterprises like Treeware. So from the name, I guess you can sort of figure that everything that they create is eco-friendly. All their products are made from recycled materials, and with every product that you purchase, they go ahead and plant a tree for you. Then there's S4s Technologies, which is a woman-led startup that is focused on solving the issue of food wastage. So going into rural farms and helping farmers create sellable products out of what would normally be food waste. And then we have NGOs and foundations. So Maina Mila Foundation is an interesting one. They create low-cost sanitary napkins for women in low-income communities. And they also conduct awareness about the stigmas around menstrual health and hygiene. And also they happen, just a fun fact, they happen to be a recipient of a very generous donation from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle at the time of their wedding. That was a while back now. So these are some examples of the organizations that we work with. And it's not limited to what you see on the slide here. We do have different organizations asking us to put placements up on our website, so you can get further updates from our website. And so we do have a range of placement options. So you can choose between research. So research would cover healthcare as well as business and marketing research. And of course, all the other, you get product design, strategic marketing, content writing, teaching, UX writing. So depending on, whatever your background is, your academic background, or even your interest area, you can, select a placement that is suited to you. And of course, in case you don't find what you're looking for on our website, we're happy to have a conversation with you, and we'll do our best to customize a placement that suits your specific interests and your abilities. So this is the question that we pose to students who are interested in our internships to say, either you can choose from a specific impact area that you're most interested in. A lot of students get confused because they feel very passionately about all of these causes. So if that's the case, then of course on our website, you'll have descriptions of the organizations and what their specific objectives are. So you can see which organization, which organization's objectives fall out to you the most. And so this is what this basic structure looks like. We have placement duration options ranging from 4 to 10 weeks, but students who choose 6 to 8 weeks tend to have the most placement options. And we do request that students commit a minimum of 20 hours per week. This is in most of the organizations, this is what they request. But of course, this is something we can customize if you have other commitments or other classes going on at the time. Cost is something I won't really touch upon because you can get in touch with your university for financial assistance options. And the process is again pretty straightforward. You have the option of scheduling a one-to-one call with us where we can guide you on which organization may suit your interests and your abilities. Then you, of course, would be going on our website, filling up what at least we think is a pretty brief application form. You can apply for multiple placements with this one form. And so submit your placement as part of, submit your application, and as part of that, we do request you to upload your CV or resume. And then our team goes ahead and passes on your applications to the relevant organizations, and we fix up interviews. So in most cases where the time difference between us is currently 5.5 hours, it'll come down to 4.5 hours by the summer. So usually it is pretty easy to schedule Zoom meetings. And then you receive your placement offers. So you may, if you're applying to multiple organizations, which is what we encourage you to do, you may receive multiple offers, and then you'll have a few to choose from. And then you confirm your placement and you're all set to begin. So why choose India? I'd love to know, if we get a chance to engage after this, I'd love to know if any of you have visited India before or have some connection with India, be it relatives or friends. But India is a pretty fast growing country, both in terms of economy and population. We are soon set to overtake China as the most populous country in the world, which is not something to be proud of. But India is a country that you will find yourself having to work with in some way or the other, especially in the future. Either your colleagues might be Indian, or you might be working with an organization that has an India office. So it could be useful to you in your future, learning about India's work culture and making some connections in India. And of course, our opportunities, as I mentioned, are focused on social impact. So you get to boost your resume while also, making someone's life better, or even helping with the with environment struggles. So, and most of these organizations being very small in size, you can get pretty personal with the founders, and there are advantages to that where they can be really flexible around your work hours as well. Coming to cultural and interactive sessions. So this is something that we package with our internship placement offerings. You'd be having virtual sessions on the weekends, not to take away time from your internship, but you'd be having a cultural orientation, which is something we like to do for you before you get started with your internship. Then there's yoga and meditation, art therapy and mindfulness. We've done culinary classes as well. There's Bollywood dance. And another one which most of our interns have found to be very interesting is a class on voice modulation and presentation skills delivered by one of India's most well-known voiceover artists who does the Coca-Cola ads. She's the one speaking in the background. So it's a fun and interactive session that you can learn something from. And then, of course, our team is there to support. So in case you have any communication issues with the organization, say, be it with time difference, or if something comes up for you and you need us to help have a discussion with the organization, we're always happy to be involved and to support where we can. And these are just some pictures from students who have visited India physically. But yeah, I'll get to pictures that kind of show the virtual activities that we put together. So we, as I mentioned, we've done culinary classes. These are photos from the art class. This is from Bollywood dance, and this is from yoga. This is just a very brief presentation, but just to close by saying that India does have a lot to offer, especially being a young person based in India. I know that we do have one of the highest number of startups that have been coming up year after year. And the youth in India are very focused on making impact because India is a very diverse country. We have a lot of disparities as well. And the youth in India are focused on making sure that within India's growth story, the certain part of India that usually gets left behind does not have to feel that way and does not actually get left behind as India makes progress. So I hope you can be part of it, and happy to hear your questions now. Thank you.
Thanks, Ishana. It really does look like such a cool program. I know that Helad has been to India previously, and she was just telling me she's loving hearing the street noise in the background. It's very
oh God,
reminding her of her time in India.
Yeah, India means chaos, but yeah, it's interesting as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We don't have any questions in the Q&A at the moment, so we'll leave it open for a few minutes to see if anybody would like to type any questions, and we can answer them on the spot. But I think there's a really good and quite deep cultural element to this program, which I think is probably one of the things that stands it apart from some of our other programs, perhaps. And yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity to get some really deep cultural understanding of India, as well as undertaking all of those, the work placement itself.
Thank you. And yeah, and I didn't mention this, but I guess it goes without saying, once you complete your internship, you do get a letter of recommendation as well as a certificate from us. So.
A question that we had in a previous session, I'll ask it now, Ishana. Have you had, and I appreciate this might not be quite relevant because it's quite a new sort of program that you're offering, but what are your thoughts on the chances of an intern being offered something a bit more permanent beyond the internship, or could that be some sort of like part-time continuation of work beyond the internship itself?
Sure. So I've noticed requests for extension of the internship. It wasn't anything permanent. But I have had organizations ask if they can, if the intern would be happy to work for a bit longer. And I guess maybe that's something we can discuss, especially if the students are, I'm sure they want to give it a try before knowing whether they want something permanent or not. But it's probably something we can discuss, and if both parties are willing and open, then of course there would be an opportunity, especially in today's world where work from home is the norm, and at least the time difference between the UK and India is not so bad. We have students from Canada and the US, so there's only a small window of communication. Rest of the time, you're working on your own. So yeah, so I think that's an advantage for us as two different geographical regions. Yeah.
And here at Cardiff, we have quite a diverse student population. So in terms of subjects studied, we've got sort of physical sciences, biological sciences, and then we've got arts, humanities, and social sciences. So there's a broad range. We've got English literature, we've got maths, we've got chemistry. Is there something for everyone?
So frankly, it's not something that we enlist on our website, mostly because we keep our options limited on the website to make sure that we have enough students applying and enough opportunities being taken up. But we do get requests from time to time. In fact, a few of the organizations we added on to our website were thanks to requests that we got. So there was a social work faculty that asked for internships for her students with organizations that are helping victims of human trafficking. So we added one such organization on our website because they were comfortable being listed. But there are others who are happy to be approached by us if, of course, if the volume of students is higher, then we approach them as well. So we do it that way. In fact, we like to receive requests, hear about what students are looking for, and then go and scope opportunities for them. And then, you know, many times the organizations we approach for just that one student are happy to welcome many more students, and then we put them up on our website. So, yeah, so definitely that's an option. Of course, we can't guarantee that you would 100% get the exact type of internship that you're looking for. But of course, we can speak to you, understand your interest areas, and come up with some options. And of course, it'll be up to you to decide whether it matches, you know, what you were looking for or not.
That's great, thank you.
Sure.
There don't seem to be any questions coming in, so I think you must have provided all of the information that everybody needs. As with all of our opportunities, we have our own intranet page for the Virtual Mojo, which students can find by searching for Spend Time Abroad on our intranet pages, and you'll find all of the information there, including links to the website in order to find out more and to apply.
Sure.
I think because there's no questions, we'll leave it there.
Sure. Thank you.
So thank you very much for giving up your time and telling us about the program. As I say, it sounds really interesting, and I'm sure we'll see lots of applications for it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, Helen, and thank you, Callan. And
thank you very much.